Terraria is a big game with lots of content and an endless amount of ways to play. And then you add mods to it!
What the fuck is this?
This right here is the Calamity mod, the most popular content mod in the game. I mean, what isn't there to love? There's bosses, hard bosses, really hard bosses. Oh, and weapons. That right there is the Ark of the Cosmos, one of my favorite weapons in Calamity. All we gotta do to get it is... oh. Well, that's not too bad. What the actual hell? The Ark of the Cosmos is the Calamity equivalent to Vanilla's Zenith, combining many weapons you find across your journey in one blade. However, unlike the Zenith, you actually get to fight something with it. I'm so boned. I'm actually so boned. It's not even funny. So in today's video, I'm going to try to beat Calamity by only using weapons from the Ark of the Cosmos crafting tree. So to start out, we need to make a character. I roll a number 1 through 75, and whatever number that is on the Geometry Dash demon list is going to be my character's name. So the rules for this challenge goes as follows. I can only use weapons from the Fractured Ark crafting tree. This also includes weapons that make up the Galaxia, which has its own crafting tree of its own. And this is the last component needed for the Ark of the Cosmos. I'll be playing this on infernum difficulty, which is an add-on to Calamity that makes everything hard as balls. But if there is a skill issue, I can nerf the difficulty down to death mode. And before you start angrily typing in the comments, no, this is not an infernum-centered playthrough. I just think base Calamity is boring as shit, and I don't want to spend 37 years of my life to Calamitous, because I'm just not into her like that. There are 3 weapons we can get right off the bat: the Enchanted Sword, Platinum Broadsword, and the Star Fury. However, we're just gonna ignore the last 2 because I'm stupid and I forgot that the Platinum Sword can be crafted into a Star Fury, and the Star Fury is used to upgrade the Fractured Ark. Because I'm stupid. So after caving for a while, I made a few NPC houses and a full set of Platinum armor. I then took to the skies not to find a Star Fury, but to find an Enchanted Sword. Pause. What? Okay, so in vanilla, Enchanted Sword shrines can only spawn underground. So why am I throwing my ass up there? Well, Calamity has these little planet things in the space layer that contain jack fucking shit, and sometimes very rarely one will have a sword shrine. However, the one fucking world where I need it, it doesn't fucking spawn. I'm going to kill myself. So I bite the bullet and go searching for a sword shrine. What the hell is this? Every fucking time I play Calamity, I always see this stupid ass shrine thinking it's gonna get me a sick ass sword. But no! Instead, it's some boof ass dinky ass trinket. Fucking great. If only there was a weapon that was much easier to find and was a trillion times better. Which is why I booted up T-Edit and got my stupid fucking Enchanted Sword. It took me an hour and a half to get here, minus the 20 minutes I tried fishing for it, which really makes an hour. But still, holy shit. But it's whatever, because I finally had a weapon, meaning that caving was a lot less annoying, so I could finally cap off my health. Now I was ready to stab an evil eyeball, to which I'd get my ass completely handed to. I then chugged whatever dinky buffs I had, and still got swirlied. So out of anger, I took it all out on the King Slime, who went down without any issues. Then when night fell— God! Fuck! Then when night fell, I spawned the eye again, this time emerging victorious. And he's at point 1. Fucking finally, dude. I fucking hate this guy. This guy's an asshole. The next target on my list was the Brain of Cthulhu. So I clear out some space to give myself some more wiggle room because Infernum does some fucked up shit to the brain with all his projectiles and even a fucking laser. Who the fuck gave the Brain of Cthulhu a motherfucking laser? So after being swirlied one too many times, I expand my arena so I could finally stand up for myself. Now with the brain gone, I used his little brain flakes to craft a Deathbringer pickaxe. I then went straight to hell, not because of my homework folder, but because I needed Hellstone to craft some molten Balenciaga. Now that I am armed to the teeth, I go back to the Crimson to pick on the perforators. I get very close to my death, but my flow state kicks in and soon enough he climaxes all over me. Aw, sick, dude. With the perforators down, the sky glitters with a cyan light, meaning I was now able to mine area light from the Sky Islands to ground up into a neat pair of skyline wings. At this point, we're about halfway through pre-hard mode, and we don't have a main weapon yet, because to craft the Fractured Ark, we need Purified Gel, which is dropped by the Slime God. Yeah, I don't like this guy. I'll just try Skeletron. The enchanted sword is honestly a piece of shit at this point, so I went to the crafting tree to find a weapon that would actually be viable at this point, when I noticed a crafting tree within the crafting tree. So I made the broken biome blade and faced off against, in my opinion, the most unbalanced boss fight in this mod, Skeletron. I felt a little more confident about slime cuck. Never fucking mind then. I killed the brain again to do some black magic to turn a grain of confusion into a worm scarf so I could tank at least 4 more damage. I then buy a counter scarf from the clothier for a better dash. And then finally, the slime god goes down. God, I fucking hate that guy. So with the purified gel he dropped, I was now able to craft the fractured arc, the first real step towards the Ark of the Cosmos. I then rushed straight back into hell to fight the abomination that is Infernum Wall of Flesh. It's already dead? Okay then, cool. The world is now plunged into hard mode, which means new biomes and new enemies, and the same fucking weapons. I'm pretty much stuck using my pre-hard mode weapons against the mech bosses, as I can't upgrade my Fractured Arc until post-Plantera, and I can't upgrade my Biome Blade until all 3 mechs are defeated. But it's okay, as the mechs aren't that terrible. The only one that gave me trouble were the twins. Fucking hate those guys. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Another thing to note is that Calamity revamps early hard mode progression. Normally in vanilla, you work your way through the different tiers of hard mode ores for like 5 minutes, and then you'd easily take out the mechs with full tier 3 armor. But in Calamity, you only start with the first tier being Cobalt and Palladium, with the next tier spawning after you defeat one of the mechs. So here I am, sitting here in my cardboard armor, softly caressing a giant metal sex toy with a Q-tip. Do you see my issue? Because I don't. He's dead.
Yeah! Bitch!
I now move on to Skeletron, which isn't too bad. Except for these fucking lasers. Why the fuck does he have a spinning fucking death ray? Who the fuck did this? Why'd that take me so long? I just have to boink him a few times. And now the final mech boss, the twins. Infernum twins are stupid. They're fast, do tons of damage, and they're just kinda assholes. Because they like to keep their distance from the player, most of the attunements on the broken biome blade couldn't even reach. I mean, that's fine, that's whatever. But the ranged attunement, the purity, shoots too slow to even land. I figured the only way to get past them was to nerf the difficulty. Okay, so the twins wouldn't spawn on a lower difficulty, so in order to proceed, I had to spawn in the direct upgrade to the Biome Blade, as I would have unlocked it right after this fight. And no, before you call me a cheater pumpkin eater, here's me actually doing it later on death mode when they fixed the bug. Dead? He's not dead. Now he's dead. Okay, so you can beat the twins with the broken biome blade, and it'll take like 5 fucking minutes. With all the mechs out of the way, I made some hollowed armor, and instead of going straight for Plantera, I make an Eye of Desolation so I could fight the Forgotten Shadow of Calamitous, which is the Infernum alternative to Calamitous clone who looks stupid as fuck. However, I can't dodge for shit, so I go to the jungle to snag a few life fruits. And while I'm there, I get a bunch of piss shit loot from all the stupid fucks that spawn.
We have got to play Fortnite.
I mean, I kinda gotta get this video out next week.
They brought back the old map.
Well, one game couldn't hurt, I guess.
Oh my fucking god, this is where you've been. Everyone thinks you're dead. Again.
Dude, relax. It's only been a few games. It's fucking
November.
Yeah, and my copy pasted shorts have been doing really well, so it looks like I'm gonna win the race.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, that trap remix Australian guy who begged you to race him surpassed you.
Ansel, I'll catch you later. I gotta lock in. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to subscribe, as not even 6% of you guys are. And I'd like to have more subscribers than this dude, and maybe even reach 1.5k subscribers. Who knows? Anyway, on with the video. Now that I had a decent amount of health, the fight would go pretty smoothly. Mirror Terraria will be very disappointed. Now that I had a decent amount of health, the fight would go pretty smoothly. With the broken hero sword she dropped, I was finally able to upgrade my fractured arc into the Arc of the Ancients, which completely shredded Infernal Plantera. I then fight Cryogen because I kind of forgot about him, and so I could get cryo bars, which can be made into Daedalus armor. I then head to the Sulphurous Sea to take out the Aquatic Scourge. I then go back to the jungle to fight Golem. Usually in vanilla, Golem is a silly little pushover. However, Infernum is fucked up. It's not even that hard, it's just his fight takes so fucking long! And it doesn't even help that it's the same 3 attacks over and over and fucking over! Every time I die at a low percent, my mental health descends further and further. Oh my god, he's finally fucking dead. Holy shit. With the pixel I obtained from Golem, I can now mine Astral Ore. Except I can't. In order to actually mine it, I must first defeat Astrum Aureus, which is just Golem except he actually only has 1 attack. Now with him out of the way, I can now mine Astral Ore. Did I say Astrum Aureus? I actually meant Astrum Deus. God, I'm fucking stupid. Well, since I didn't want to fight a glorified destroyer, I maxed out my health with a Blood Orange and a Miracle Fruit. I then fought the Ravager, which is just a glorified Golem, so it wasn't that hard. After that, I tried fighting the Plaguebringer Goliath, but I ended up getting my ass kicked, so I decided to fight Lunatic Cultist instead. With my newfound confidence, I went back to the Plaguebringer, where I'd take him down this time. So now I have 2 options. I could fight an annoying ass buff destroyer with too much health to upgrade one weapon, or a giant fucking moon squid to upgrade the other. Either way, I'm fucked because both these weapons are not very good at this point, but I chose to fight Astrum Deus, which was not fun in the slightest, as he has a ton of armor in this first phase that my post-mech weapons can barely pierce through. And on top of that, look at this shit! But after some perseverance, he finally went down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, please, 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 yes! Fuck that guy! And now I was able to mine Astral Ore, which I'd used to upgrade my Biome Blade into the true Biome Blade. Then I blasted through the pillars. And now it was Moonlord time. During my first Infernum runs, I really hated this guy. But this time felt different, and I was actually having a little fun. But then again, I did just fight Astrum Deus, and I hate that guy more, so who knows. Maybe this fight really is shit. With the Moonlord's goop flying around my arena, the credits begin to roll. But we're not done yet. There's still a plethora of little greeblings that need to whoop my ass. So to prepare for that, I craft a full set of Solar Flare Drip and an Arc of the Elements. I then march down to the Profane Garden, a new area in Hell added by Infernum, to fight the Profane Guardians. The Guardians drop an item called the Profane Core, which is used to summon Providence, the Profane Goddess, my favorite fight in this mod. Upon her death, she dropped the Rune of Kos, which is used to summon 3 different bosses when used in different areas. Ceaseless Void in the dungeon, Stormweaver in space, and Cygnus in Hell. But because he was a piece of shit who took no damage, I had to put it on death mode. Each of these bosses drop materials that are needed to craft the summoning item for the Devourer of Gods. But before we plunge ourselves into that shit show, we have to take care of Poltergeist for some Polterplasm and Ruinous Souls to make Blood Flare armor. And now it was time for the Devourer of Gods. Now if you've seen the video on my other channel, you know how I feel about him. Fuck you! Fuck you! Yes! Unlike all the other fights in this mod, this one isn't a fucking Toho bullet hell. The entire point of this fight is to not get hit, because if you do, you're dunzo bunzo. So to win, you basically just have to learn his every movement, and if you're consistent and patient enough, you can kill him with just about anything. My DMs are open, but only to Mira Terraria! Fucking finally, dude. With the worm dead, those annoying hard mode events now drop special crafting materials from each event, and when all three are combined, you get Ascended Spirit Essence, which combined with the Cosmolite drop from the Devourer, I made a spiffy set of Godslayer armor. I then used Dark Sun fragments from the Solar Eclipse to make the Galaxia, the final weapon on the Biome Blade line. Now, there's only one boss standing between me and slapping the shit out of Calamitous. Not you guys, get the fuck out of my sight! Like I was saying, there's only one boss I need to take out before being dominated by Supreme Calamitous. And that one boss is a giant 6-piece chicken nugget that hits really, really hard. Infernum Yaron is a piece of work, I'll tell ya. He likes to move around a lot, so when you don't have a proper ranged weapon, you're kinda cucked. Which is why I killed him on death mode. Now that Yaron is defeated, I can now mine Auric ore, which I can use to make Auric Tesla armor, and finally, with the Arc of the Elements, Galaxia, and a smidge of Auric bars, I made the Arc of the Cosmos. And with my final endgame gear, I put it back on death mode because Infernum Escal is hard. Look, I hate to be that guy, but I have a video to make. I don't just have 3 months to spare. And there we go. I did it. I beat the game. I beat the challenge. If you made it this far, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps my huge ego. And I have a Discord for anyone who'd like to chat with me or bother me about the next upload. Link in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching.